Thank you very much for this wonderful initiative taken by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, leading to state rankings of the startups being held today. Shri Hardeep Singh Puri ji, Shri Som Prakash ji, Shri Dr. Mahapatra ji, Shri Anil Agarwal ji, all the distinguished ministers and stakeholders in the startup ecosystem, entrepreneurs, promoters, CEOs and officials of the startups across the country, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. We are close to completing 5 years since the Honorable Prime Minister launched this very important initiative to promote startups in India. The world was recognizing the increasingly important role of startups, particularly when it came to entrepreneurship, innovation, creativity, out-of-the-box thinking, solution-oriented business processes, and ideation. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has always been known to be business-friendly, very focused on supporting entrepreneurs with a clear, razor-sharp understanding of business, the imperatives of business, and the importance of business in job creation, in expanding economic activity, and working towards the prosperity of our fellow citizens. Prime Minister Modi has continuously encouraged the startups from all across the country, big and small, different sectors, to experiment, look at newer and newer ideas, often engage with seemingly impossible problems, yet come up with very viable and practical solutions. In fact, he had once mentioned that we may have 1 million problems, but we also have 1 billion minds to solve those problems. I think that, in a way, sums up our startup ecosystem. The fact that the central government and the states and union territories are working in a spirit of cooperation, collaboration, and also competition as we promote the startups in our own territories, in our own regions. I think we are truly engaged in one of the most important developments of the 21st century. With the launch of the Startup India initiative, India was able to give a big thrust to promoting startups in India, so much so that, as the previous speakers mentioned, we have today the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world, with scores of unicorns, sunicorns, and many more in the anvil to achieve large scale, often going beyond the boundaries of India. Our startup entrepreneurs, boys and girls, young men and women, have truly made India proud when the world sees some of their glorious achievements. They have been storehouse of talent, knowledge, and innovative ideas which they have brought to the fore for public engagement in the most competitive manner, in a most attractive manner to be able to succeed in their chosen fields. Every time I meet a startup entrepreneur, I am amazed at their huge energy, at their enthusiasm, at their attitude towards new ideas, businesses, engaging with difficult situations, and their spirit of success, spirit of wanting to succeed, yet their ability to sometimes take failure also on the chin. In fact, these competitive rankings that have emerged out of very, very detailed and meticulous examination of the startup ecosystem across different states and union territories, I am sure will help to encourage states and union territories on the one hand and our entrepreneurs on the other hand to even more forcefully go forward in promoting new startups and expanding existing startups. Recognition, awards are always a source of inspiration and great joy. It encourages those who have done well, those who have put in that extra effort, performed better than the others, but they are also a great inspiration, a great encouragement to those who have not received the award or the recognition this year to work harder, to work with greater effort in the future to come into the top rankings. And I'm sure today's announcements will go a long way in further promoting the startup ecosystem both by the central government and by the states and union territories. In fact, in some sense, this also boosts the spirit of competitive federalism, while at the same time it encourages more collaboration among states, amongst entrepreneurs to make this ecosystem successful. I have on more occasion than one highlighted the importance of adequate funding for our startups. I am happy to state that while the Government of India, through its Startup Fund of Funds, operationalized through SIDBI, continues to support the startup ecosystem, I am delighted when I see many states also coming forward, many public sector undertakings coming forward with dedicated funds to support the startups. I am also very keen that Indian industry, Indian investors, high net worth individuals, possibly mutual funds, pension funds, insurance companies should also very seriously consider participating in this very exciting journey that our Indian startups are going through. While there are possibilities of failure, and I think failure is always just a stepping stone to success in the future, the potential upside of successful ideas coming from startups more than compensate for a few investments which may not give the desired results. I think on balance, when you look at the entire investment portfolio, you have so many examples of venture capitalists having made very, very attractive returns internationally and in India for investments made in the startup ecosystem. And I'm sure more and more people, more and more funds will be coming forward to participate in funding new ideas coming out of Indian startups. I know that our startups are committed to provide high quality products, high quality service, and work towards customer satisfaction like never before. And these startups never cease to amaze me with their spirit of inquiry, with the inquisitiveness with which they work on a problem and find solutions to several problems. India, along with the rest of the world, has been struggling to overcome this pandemic, COVID-19, which has destabilized healthcare, destabilized economies across the world. Even during this period, our startups have come up with brilliant ideas, solutions to the myriad problems that the country and the world face. In fact, startups associated with online teaching have really done India proud with the rapid scale-up with which they have been able to expand their operations, have a deep engagement with academia and with students across the country, which is reflected in the huge valuations that many of our online training and teaching startups have received in recent times. We also see a number of startups coming up with innovative ideas on delivery of groceries, on meeting the essential requirements of our people, on coming up with newer and newer ideas to promote the digital economy, to promote e-commerce in different ways, coming up with ideas to support the logistics sector, coming up with solutions to healthcare problems. And truly, the speed at which the startup ecosystem is growing gives a lot of food for thought for all of us policymakers, both at the center and states, to work with the startup ecosystem and find ways and means to further encourage and support them. Today's recognition of states based on their own engagement with the startup ecosystem is but one step in that direction. In fact, envisioning Indian states and districts and then towns to build their own startup hubs is also a very exciting idea and very much possible. Support provided for entrepreneurship in critical sectors like organic farming, food processing, electronic design, manufacturing solar cells and batteries, promoting electric vehicles in the country, drones, data analytics, all of these are ideas of the future, are ideas which our startups are deeply engaged in. We in the railways are also working, just like my esteemed colleague Hardeep ji mentioned about the engagement with the aviation sector. I think the startups of India are doing excellent work in the roadways, waterways, ports, shipping, railways, all sectors related to logistics in the country. I am sure impetus given to these scientific innovations in technology, including space technology, will help India solve many of our problems as a part of the thrust that the Honorable Prime Minister has given to make India a self-reliant nation, an Atmanirbhar Bharat. Startups promoted by women entrepreneurs, I am told more than 43% startups are promoted by our sisters. Truly is a very encouraging sign and are breaking down age-old stereotypes that held back women entrepreneurs over the years. In fact, food delivery problem, which has largely got resolved in the cities, should now be looked at from the village and panchayat level, and we must work along with our startups to see how we can ensure facing the challenge of nutrition in our villages through innovative ideas coming from our startups. I have 3 recommendations for our startups to focus on, to promote. They are 3 P's. 1, product. Can we reimagine new products? How products can be used? What kind of products are relevant in today's day and age? How innovation and disruptive technologies can help to transforming the type of products that are available to our consumers. For example, in toys, we'll have to look at toys which are very relevant in the post-COVID world, which provide for adequate care, very often don't go through a number of hands while enjoying the same toy, but are dedicated for an individual, particularly in the post-COVID world. Another example of product could be the food products and the processing of food that in the post-COVID world will find a lot of traction. For example, we had a startup which shared with us their ideas about removing the water content of prepared cooked food few years ago, and which has now become almost daily staple fare when somebody travels in an airline or does a long journey and takes the ready-to-eat foods that are available completely dehydrated. So many new ideas for products relevant in the new age are available, and I'm sure will help our startup ecosystem come up with new ideas. The second P are processes. Can we constantly redesign and re-engineer new processes of doing the same thing, leading to reform of regulatory practices, reform of process and procedure? And the immediate idea that comes to mind is that brilliant startup which started supporting the trucking industry by providing drivers and helpers or cleaners at different points of time at a distance of about 300 kilometers at an average, allowing truck drivers and their helpers to drive their vehicle up to a certain distance and come back home within the same day, and another set of drivers and helper taking over from that location until the next destination in such a way that every driver works an honest day's labor but yet comes back home and gets back to his family every single day. In this manner, they were able to ensure faster delivery of goods, more effective utilization of the infrastructure of logistics, and help save the health, well-being, and of course, the family traditions of India by supporting the entire logistics chain through an app to work efficiently and deliver goods promptly, in time, and safely. This also, in fact, had a good impact on reducing the number of accidents, because you didn't have any driver driving beyond a certain number of kilometers in a day, thereby ensuring his rest and his alertness while he's behind a steering wheel. The third P is people. Ultimately, we need ideas which will solve the problems of the people of India. We need people-centric ideas. We need to have the consumer as the center point of all new ideas that come out of the startup ecosystem. A number of new applications, a number of new ideas promoted by our startups keep the people at the center of their engagement. And no better example than that, than the online training and online teaching modules that have been developed and are today supporting education and training, not only in India, but across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all work together in the spirit of collaboration for a new India. Let us think of a different India. Let us all work together to build a better India. COVID has taught us several lessons. Let us not look at COVID as only a problem or a challenge. Let this not be a crisis which is lost in the sands of time. Let us convert this into an opportunity to reimagine India, into an opportunity to reinvigorate the Indian economy and the way we do work. Let us look at COVID as an opportunity to reorient our processes, our procedures, our systems, to make them more contemporary, more digital, more modern, more user-friendly, more simple, so that we prepare India to work along with the rest of the world with lean government, simple government, yet more stable processes, less intrusive processes. Let's get rid of the old mindset of regulation and Inspector Raj. Let's use this new opportunity and the new ecosystem that is developing, in the words of the Prime Minister, to make all systems more user-friendly and appropriate to today's world. As Robert Frost has said, we have miles to go before we sleep. I think all of us understand that collectively and together we can traverse this journey successfully, working as partners, working as stakeholders. Let us all work in that spirit of oneness while we celebrate the achievements of our startups and the states promoting startups. Let us all resolve to ensure a bright future for the startup ecosystem. Let us all at the states and in the center work to improve and radically change the way we look at business, the way we look at solutions to our many problems, the way we encourage our entrepreneurs in this country. The futures, ladies and gentlemen, the future is ours to seize. Let us not waste this opportunity. Let us go for it with confidence and with the never say die spirit that is truly reflective of India, the strong and ever powerful Indian ethos that is reflected in the work of our startups. My best wishes to all the states, union territories, and all our startup entrepreneurs in the good work that they're doing. I pray for your good health and the good health of your near and dear ones, of your colleagues in your work, of all the officials in the state, and all the people of India. Thank you very much.